Hi guys, and welcome back to another Dot Race video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 21. Round 3 of our World Championship career mode is upon us, and it is now time for Austin, Texas for round 3 here in Circuit of the Americas. So starting off first, we are doing practice session, of course, on board the Aprilia RSGP. Now, last time out, when we were in Argentina, we had an absolutely brilliant result, much better than the disaster and abysmal race that was Qatar's, as Pecco Bagnaia just crashed in this very early and premature session. He's now going to the right hand side for turn 4, flick it to the left hand side for turn 5. Now, the Circuit of the Americas has been one of those really tough circuits for me in the sense of career mode. I used to go well here in just normal racing, but recently in the past races of career mode they haven't gone too well. The Moto3 race didn't go as planned, and then even in the Moto2 race I do believe I crashed in turn 7. So we are hoping that won't be the case here today. Hopefully we can just qualify well and move into qualifying 2 without actually going into the qualifying 1, because of course so far in our first 2 rounds qualifying 1 is where we have been and is where we have stayed. We haven't been able to get into qualifying 2, but into the second sector we are up. We have a red helmet time right now, that red sector, which of course means the fastest sector rather than everyone else on the Grand Prix right now. As we go into the left hand side for turn 12, very difficult and innocuous corner to get right, especially after going so quick on that straight to then eventually slow the motorcycle down and then chuck it onto the left hand side for turn 12. To be honest with you, the Circuit of the Americas is a difficult track, full stop. It is a very difficult one. The undulation, the track surface of the layout is not great, and of course everything is very bumpy. The surface needs to be redone once again, as there's just many corners where you can just really find the bike is struggling to grip and just losing the front all the time. But we're now going to a bit of a downhill section here for the turn 19 for the left-hander. Get onto the acceleration underneath the Kenwood sign. We will go hard on the brakes, chuck it in for turn 20 on the left hand side, and then full acceleration across the line, and that will put us at top position at 2:04.537 for Matt Grant. Wonderful job so far in this very early session of free practice 1. Hopefully that will be enough to get us into qualifying 2 with no problem whatsoever. Now of course, if you do want to get into qualifying 2 without going into qualifying 1, you have to be able to be in the top 10 as far as the practice combined sessions go. So this is free practice 1, of course. If you go into free practice 2 and 3 with still remaining a lap time that puts you in the top 10, you will automatically go into qualifying 2. We haven't had that luxury just yet, but I'm hoping this could be the one to send us out of that funk of Q1 and getting stuck in there and getting mithered down. I'm hoping this is the one to finally push us into qualifying 2 automatically by the end of free practice. So full acceleration now going into the left-hander of turn 11. Went a little bit too deep as the bike, you can see it just getting way out of shape there. The Aprilia RSGP bumping, skipping and weaving around on the track there. Certainly not ideal, as Enea Bastianini is now the fastest man on the track right now. He is 0.2 of a second quicker than what our lap time was, and of course he still has a red sector in the very first sector. To get onto the left hand side now for turn 12. Johan Zarco, the man who beat us last time out in Argentina, has now put himself in second position. But what I will take grace from is knowing that we are only 0.2 of a second behind Johan Zarco, or excuse me, behind Enea Bastianini, and just 1.5 of a second behind Johan Zarco, the victor of the Argentinian Grand Prix from just a couple of days ago. I am hoping we can feature back on the podium sometime soon, and especially in just our second race, and considering how bad Qatar was, Argentina was definitely a sight for sore eyes and a welcomed sort of momentum booster. As we now go into the left hand side for turn 20, ran it a little bit wide there. We did have a good lap brewing, but across the line we will go. It will not be an improvement, but better still, we are still in the top 10 as far as practice goes. So on your screens right now you can see that Marc Marquez is the fastest man around the Circuit of the Americas. Of course he always is. Morbidelli in second and Enea Bastianini takes third position. But check out Matt Grant there in sixth position, just 0.3 behind Marc Marquez's time of a 2:04.237. So unfortunately that was short-lived. We still didn't go into qualifying 2 automatically. I probably should have done the rest of the free practice sessions, but I thought that would be enough. So unfortunately now we go into Q1. So unfortunately, as already mentioned, we will be tackling qualifying 1 for the time being. Fingers crossed that we can get ourselves up into those top 2 positions and get ourselves into qualifying 2 for a great chance of a decent qualifying position, because of course as the team objective stands, we need to be starting on the 4th row and no further behind to make sure our team is happy, and of course we don't want to upset the team. But as far as the team's happiness goes right now in our contract standings, I would like to assume that we're doing absolutely fine, because bear in mind we did just take a podium that hasn't occurred in 21 years for Aprilia, so as far as I'm concerned, I think we should be absolutely fine and dandy, as there is an absolute plethora of crashes right now on the left hand side of your screen there. I've seen Rins go down, I've seen Marquez, I've seen Iker Lecuona go down, as you can see right now. Paul Espargaro's gone down. There's many crashes in this session so far, so I'm not exactly sure what has just happened, but we are on a very, very decent lap right now into the second sector, only down by 27 thousandth of a second to Alex Rins' time of a 2:04.792, so hopefully we can continue this way and get ourselves into the top 2 positions. So we managed to tackle turn 12 quite well there. Not to the best, let's say, because we did touch the rumble strip and lose a little bit of time. But with power setting 3 enabled and being smooth on the acceleration, we have a good chance of getting into the top 2 positions as we go into this very difficult left-hander here for turn 15. Full acceleration now, but calm. We're up by almost half a second. In fact, it's even better than that. It's over half a second for this young man, the 27-year-old now from Warrington. Of course, my birthday was just a couple of days ago, so the big 27, the big Casey Stoner, let's say, as we go onto the left-hand side for turn 19. Bring on the power, bring on the acceleration underneath the Kenwood sign as Paul Espargaro crashes on the left-hand side of the screen. Left-hand side, we're going up for turn 20. Bring on the acceleration, bring on the power, and across the line we will go. The top position for Matt Grant in qualifying 2 as things stands. My concern now is we don't have enough fuel to complete another lap with power setting 3, so for the time being, let's jump into power setting 2 and see if we can replicate what we've just done with power setting 3 to get to the 2:03.870. Alex Rins with a red sector, Valentino Rossi with a red sector as well. We're going to have to be very, very good on this particular lap to get ourselves further ahead and further beyond for an even better lap. But a 2:03.870, I don't think it's going to get the job done. And considering on the left-hand side of your screen, Rossi's now got a double red sector, and Luca Marini has just inserted himself into 5th position with another red sector. This is going to get quite interesting. Of course, we can't see every single rider on that left-hand side of the screen, but we can see some of the top contenders, and we are up by half a second once more. This is looking pretty promising for the man on board the Aprilia RSGP. The guys back in Nawale are going to be impressed with this performance if we can get ourselves into qualifying 2. Valentino Rossi up again in the 3rd split. Matt Grant is up in the 3rd split by 6 tenths of a second. This could be a fantastic lap coming in for the man from Warrington's Alex Rins with a personal best in Sector 3. Not really going to be contending much with a personal best. I mean, he needs to be getting those red sectors, but look at all those red sectors on the left-hand side of your screen there, ladies and gentlemen. 7 minutes remaining of this session as we enter turn 14. Flick it to the left-hand side for turn 15 and hold it still really tight for 15. Beautifully exited there. We are on a good chance of improving as Lorenzo Savadori goes top, but we're still quicker by 4 tenths of a second. That could definitely put us at the top of the picture if we can keep this lap going. This has been a brilliant lap, and considering this has been power setting 2, it's actually been an even better lap than power setting 3. On the left hand side we go, and we just get the lap invalidated. Just barely invalidated there, just touching it a little bit too much as we run it wide into the final corner. 2 tenths of a second is Luca Marini ahead of us, but 3 tenths of a second is what could have been. So the invalidated lap that we've just done, that 2:03.6, could have put us very, very much closer towards the front of the grid, but unfortunately right now, Jorge Martin, Franco Morbidelli have pushed the benchmark that little bit further. We only have one more chance, that is it, just one chance, and for some reason I'm in power setting 1. I'm trying power setting 1 with a soft option tyre because I can't seem to get the soft options to work, and honestly I didn't even realise I was in power setting 1. What a disaster this is going to be. We're going to have to try and do this lap on power setting 1. We're already 2 tenths of a second down. Onto the right hand side we go for turn 8. We'll flick it onto the left hand side in a moment's time for turn 9. Still in power setting 1 with traction control on 3. I did sort of fiddle around with the traction control. We've just gone off the white. That's it. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's over. A track invalidation for Matt Grant right there has ended his qualifying session and will have to start from 19th place on the grid. So guys and gals, hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment and subscribe if you did. Hit the notification bell to be alerted to every single Dot Race upload. And upon that note guys, I will see you tonight at 8 PM for the Grand Prix. Thanks for watching and ciao for now.
Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more Dot Race content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single Dot Race video.